This dress belonged to Queen Alexandra when she was Princess of Wales. She wore it to a fancy dress ball held in the 1870s in Willis's Rooms in St James's, London. Edward VII was the eldest son of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. In 1863, he married a Danish princess, Alexandra, and in 1901 they became Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. Towards the end of the 19th century, there were a number of these fancy dress balls held in London. They were hosted by Edward and Alexandra themselves, but also by their friends, sometimes known as the Marlborough House set. This set were associated with theatrical outings, garden parties, sporting events, and fancy balls. All the people who attended the ball in Willis's Rooms were dressed in costumes relating to the works of Sir Walter Scott. And the intention of the ball was to raise money for the Scott Memorial in Edinburgh. Alexandra was dressed as Mary Queen of Scots from the novel The Abbot, and Edward, then Prince of Wales, was wearing a Highland outfit. He was dressed as the Lord of the Isles, associated with Scott's 1815 poem.
This dress came into conservation to be cleaned, to be repaired and to be mounted for display. The dress is made of silk, so there's silk velvet for the purple and a pale green silk satin, silk gauze for the cuffs, and it is trimmed with silver and gold coloured metal threads with brightly coloured paste ornaments. The dress is two pieces. And one of the really interesting factors is that it has pockets. It has a functional pocket on this side, and it's got a very decorative hanging pocket on the other. When the dress came into the conservation lab, I needed to do a complete check of everything, make sure there was no damage, no weak areas. So I looked over the entire dress. I've mended any holes that I found. And one of the things I did notice was this front panel of the pale green silk was very damaged, where the silk warps have degraded. And because this is where it fastens, I needed to reinforce that area. So I've covered it with a layer of conservation grade, very fine nylon net. And what that will do is when I pull the bodice together to close it, it will protect the silk. Silk velvet is notorious for picking up dust and lint from the atmosphere. So one of the other processes that the dress went through while it was in the lab was surface cleaning. To do that, I used a very low-powered variable suction vacuum cleaner with a brush, and I've been over the whole dress just picking up the dust. And the second process I did was on the gems across the front and down the sleeves. They were very dusty, so I just used a cotton wool swab with some deionised water to just rub gently over them and remove the dust. For display, we had a mannequin specially made for the dress because the waist is only 22 inches, which is tiny, and none of the standard mannequins are the right size. So we commissioned a bespoke mannequin, which is made from inert materials that won't affect the dress in any way while it's on display. And as part of the display, we make underpinnings, which are a series of petticoats and pads and gathered nets that all help support the skirt and give it the iconic shape that it is.